Okay, so this is just a quick video to explain what I'm expecting on the development page. Some of this you may have already done, but it's just to give you a bit of guidance. So the first thing we're looking at is at the top here. You should have your original idea copied from your page 3 or 4. You don't need to redraw it. It should be in its full rendered format with your thick and thin lines. You can also include here your exploded view drawn, and around the outside I have listed 4 areas of improvement. The one that I'm going to focus on talking to you about today is the handlebar. So as you go down the page, I'm looking at the card model, and you should all have now created your card model. You want to be looking at, in your first photo, having a full 3D view of your card model. You might want to focus on a particular section that you want to improve upon, and you might want to focus on maybe something on the inside of your model that we don't necessarily see. Underneath there, we're looking at an evaluation of your card model, and you can consider the following points at the bottom. So your likes, your dislikes, how easy it was to assemble, any initial problems you had with your design, was it difficult or easy to make your card model, and any additional improvements from the 4 improvements that you've listed at the top should be apparent in this point. Remember that you are always reflecting back to your design specification whenever you need to make an improvement. So what you should be focusing on between now and the 1st of February. So along the top you can see that I have redrawn out my original idea just linked to my handle. I have a 2D version, and I also have an exploded view version, and I've talked about what each of the parts are and labelled them. Along the side I have then talked about 4 areas which I feel that I need to improve. So it's not adjustable, it's quite a weak design, it's not aesthetically pleasing, and the ergonomics and anthropometrics are not considered. So the first thing I'm talking about in terms of my consideration is actually the shape of the handle. So this will link to your anthropometrics. I've shown from my first original idea, and then I have also included a 2D version, and then I have got my final, or what I consider at this stage my final improvement, and I've got annotation around the side to explain why I think it's better than my beach rod. Then over to the side I would create them a card model of my 3D version that I have at the side, and the most important thing then that I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate that model, and I would suggest any improvements that I might have at this stage. Underneath then I'm going to start doing either hand sketches or CAD drawings, and at this point you can do both. You are going to have to do CAD drawings at some point throughout this course, so if you have the opportunity to do it at home, please do it. If not, we can continue it at school, but some of the online platforms you can use if you don't have access to SolidWorks are Onshape, Tinkercad, or Google SketchUp, and I provided links to those in your class teams during the week there. So you want to make sure that you have a range of views. Some of those views could be exploded view drawings, sectional views, top view, right view, 3D view, 2D view, and you want to make sure that you are evaluating your comments on the positive changes and how it meets your design spec. So you always are reflecting back to your design specification. At the bottom then I've talked a bit more about the ergonomics of my handle and how that I wanted to adjust, and you can see that from my design that it's actually in 2 different formats. So one is slightly angled and one is at 90 degrees or parallel to our box, and I have this showed at the bottom then some of the variations of what that handle could look like. On my next page then I would maybe make a card model of that, or I would focus more on including some CAD into how that would actually work and how that could be attached to my product. Again, when you look at my page, it's all been handwritten. You will be able to find a lot or fit in a lot more information because you'll be typing your work, and you can also make your sketches bigger or smaller to suit you. So if you have any questions over the next 2 weeks, please let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.